Okay, so the following video is going to highlight the processes and procedures that we carry out to perform a quality terracotta tile roof restoration. Now, the first order of business is obviously safety. Terracotta tiles are dangerous to work on. The moss and lichen, even though it looks dry, can hold moisture, and that makes it very, very slippery. So, prior to works commencing, we erect perimeter railing around the building like you're seeing here. Once it has been safe, we'll get on with the job, and the first thing we need to do with that is to locate and replace any broken tiles up there that might be likely to leak. Now, on an older roof like this one, you'll probably find there's sometimes even a couple of dozen tiles that have got little nicks and cracks through them, but they're weatherproof still. They might not look very good, but they will not leak. So we'll locate those as a cost-cutting exercise and just relocate them over to the blind side of the building so that nobody can see them and then they don't cause any more issues. Now, the valley irons in these buildings, if they do have them, are normally by this stage pretty much gone, either heavily weathered or even rusting. So in almost all restorations, we would strip out that valley iron and replace it. Now, we prefer to use Colorbond. It's a lot more resilient than the standard steel, but we don't use a mortar mix underneath the valley tiles anymore to secure them. That can crack and fall out and even cause leaks. So we use these strips of foam, which are bitumen soaked, so a very adhesive, rubbery sort of a strip, and that secures the valley tiles to the valley far more adequately than what the old mortar used to do. Next on the agenda is the bedding and pointing. So this is the mortar mix that you see under these longer ridge caps. Anything that's loose or falling away or even crumbling will be removed completely, and then a new foundation of concrete will be applied, and this would be a 3-part sand, 1-part cement, so a good strong solid mix. The ridge caps are set over the top of that, and then all of that is troweled back and left to set. Now, time to get rid of this moss and lichen. So this is, in a lot of cases, been on the roof for decades, and it will tend to stain the tile quite heavily as well as make it look generally unsightly. When it starts to grow very heavy, it can also impede the flow of water and lead to water ingress and water leaks, so it's always a good idea to thoroughly get rid of this. So rather than just clean it down, we'll treat the roof first, and we use a sodium hypochlorite. So this is like an industrial grade bleach or chlorine, and its job is to do two things. First of all, it's going to kill the lichen spores. If you don't kill them, they will have a tendency to grow back quite quickly. So this will make sure that the tiles will remain free of lichen for quite a few decades. But the other purpose of it is to make sure that the tiles come up cleaner than what they normally would. It is like a bleach, so it is going to take away the stains, which, as I said, has been accumulating for quite a few years. And obviously we want to get these tiles as clean as we possibly can. So a dual purpose with this chemical. Then we get on with the high pressure cleaning. Now, again, the lichen's been there for a while. It's going to take a bit to get off, so we use these industrial cleaners, well and truly capable of putting out in excess of 4,000 pounds of pressure, and they do a really good job in bringing this tile up to as good as it can look. Now, the very final thing that we need to do is just seal up all of this concrete bedding. So we're going to apply an acrylic flexible compound. This is a flexible pointing, which is a little bit like a silicone with a glass sand mixed through it, and that is applied to the top of the concrete and then troweled back. This is very flexible, so it doesn't crack like the concrete used to. It's also completely waterproof, so it will keep the concrete dry and allow that to set and cure properly. And finally, it's far more adhesive than what concrete is, so you'll find it'll bond to the terracotta surface very, very well. And that is pretty much a wrap. As you can see, the finished product comes up looking astonishing. It's almost the same as a brand new roof, and provided you carry out the procedures that we've just spoken about now, you'll get 30 or 40 years out of this roof before anything else is required. All of our quotes are obligation free, and we'll also carry out a completely free inspection of your roof as well. So please feel free to give us a call and reach out and contact us, and we'd be more than happy to attend site to provide you with that. Thanks for listening.